Pop, what's going on, man?
Doing well, son. Doing well.
Fired up.
Little pre-podcast prep. Got to keep it sexy. Got to keep it looking good.
Of course, always got to keep it sexy.
Me
Always gotta keep it
unshaven
sexy.
and all that. But
Yeah, I don't know that sexy would be the first word you describe for what we're doing over here on this pod, but I appreciate it. I respect it.
I want to keep it light in the 3-8 season.
So. What other choice do we have, right? But hey, we're back after obviously there was the bye week last week. We had some bigger plans for some videos. I got sick. You can probably still hear it. You definitely heard it in the last pod. Probably still hear it a little bit. I'm fighting back. But obviously we had to cancel that. But we're on the upswing, so we're back. Pod, keeping it moving. So we are going to preview today the Broncos versus Commanders game, and then we're going to pick all of the NFL Week 13 top games, including every game from Thanksgiving. So stay tuned for your parlays.
And Friday game.
Every game and Friday game. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And a happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you all for watching and listening. We're thankful for y'all. And let's get this.
What's on the menu? What's on the menu for Thanksgiving, son? I hear you're having a big to-do over there.
Yeah, we're throwing down and we're doing the works. I mean, fried chicken, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, broccolini, stuffing. We're doing. What else we got? I think that's it for mains. I'm forgetting cornbread waffles.
We don't believe in turkey out there on the left coast, do we?
We don't do turkey, man. We don't do turkey. I think every single one of those sides that I named tastes better with fried chicken. So I make fried chicken.
Fried chicken's pretty solid. We got the traditional turkey going.
Pop takes a lot of pride in
casserole, mac and cheese. I love turkey.
Yep.
So anyway. But
let's get to it, man.
Let's keep do some moving. Commanders talk. It's been a while.
Some Commanders talk. So Jayden Daniels, biggest headline. Jayden Daniels is returning to practice this week. He's not yet cleared for contact. He's more than likely not going to play against the Broncos. I would say he's not even going to play the week after, would be my guess. But do you think this is a smart move? How do you feel about the JD thing, Pop?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the week after. I don't think it's an accident that the Broncos are a top 3 defense, and I think one of the best in the league, putting pressure on a quarterback, that they're not rushing him back for this one. But I could see a return for the Vikings game, 1 o'clock. Not quite as strong a team. But, absolutely a smart move. No reason to rush him back for this one. And, it definitely, he did some interviews today. He did a turkey giveaway. And he definitely doesn't sound like, either he's just towing the company 9, but it's not typical Jayden pressing to play in the interview. So I definitely don't think we're going to see him on Sunday night.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, I wonder if some of that's like the PR team kind of getting to him and being like, "Yo, don't."
Agree.
Yeah, it's not doesn't make the operation look good when Jayden's pressing and the presser saying he wants to play. Some of that's just kind of him growing up and maturing, I think. But overall,
But there's no reason not to be smart about it, right? Like if he's just practicing for the first time this week, given where the season is out, there's no reason. Let him get his reps in, let him get going, let him get back and as sharp as he can get. And then, I guess we'll see him for a few games. I also thought I had this thought, and then I had this thought too. I'd be, look, whether we're not going to get into the debate, should he play, shouldn't he play? Because I think he's going to play, right? But regardless of what we think, and so I'm just not even going to waste my energy on that. Having said that, I think if he could get 3 or 4 good games under his belt, I'm totally fine as we get winding down. Maybe that last game against Philly, you sit him again, right? Because there's no reason to really press this thing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I just don't see, like, if you get him out there, you get him out there if you want to get some reps. But I don't see the I don't know. This isn't my favorite discussion in the world, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, like, they're going to do whatever.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
They're going to do whatever. Dan Quinn's going to do what's best for Dan Quinn. Adam Peters is going to advise Dan Quinn to do what's best for Adam Peters.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those situations where it's like, yeah, just kind of like everything else has gone this season. It's almost just like, okay, it's going to be what it's going to be. Like,
Football
it's just,
players play football if they're healthy and they're the starting quarterback. They're going to play.
there you go. So
That's it.
getting into the Broncos game, or in general, actually, speaking of just getting healthy, it looks like Will Harris, Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown are all practicing on their way back. Deron Payne's obviously not suspended. So we have hope that maybe we get one. Well, actually, no, because Lattimore tore his ACLs out for the year. So, no, there's not going to be one game this year where we've got everybody at full speed, unfortunately.
No, there's a few guys that are out for the year, but
yeah, I'm sure
definitely some
Amos
key
is probably done
guys.
for the year as well.
Definitely some key guys here. Yeah, obviously, it sounds like Will Harris is just chomping at the bit, ready to go. Sounds like Terry's a bigger question. Dan said he wants to see him ramp up. Maybe you marry Terry with Jayden. They come back at the same time, so that Jayden's got his top receiver back. Deron Payne obviously isn't injured. He just slapped that kid around, St. Brown around a little bit. So he's back from a rest from that. Well, he missed out on a Spain vacation. But yeah, it'll be good to see these guys back and see, like you said, maybe it gives them a bit of a spark. So
yeah, agreed. We'll see how it rolls out. But we've got the Broncos this week. That's the main event here. So getting into the Broncos scouting report. This is a really good team, and I know like Pop hates when I do this every week and I say how good the other team is, but the reality of it is like
number one team in the AFC. I can't argue with you.
Yeah, and the reality is like we had a tougher schedule this year. We knew this was going to happen, and we didn't know we were going to be this terrible, but we knew we were going to have a tougher schedule and play some of the best teams in the NFL. I think unfortunately, if we had our best, this would be a really fun game, but we don't, and they have just a elite defense, really, really good. Starting to kind of put some things together offensively. They've been able to do enough offensively to keep them ahead, but not necessarily just like going crazy on the offensive side of the ball. But the defense is just so good, it doesn't really matter. And I think offensively, things are starting to kind of click and fall into place, and they seem to be pretty good at just getting things done when they need to get done. At the end of the day, you don't get to 9-2 without doing a lot of things right?
Schedule's a little soft, but
Okay, well,
but they're a really good team. I'm not taking any away from them. They've beaten some good teams, so they beat the Chiefs here recently, who, just as you would say, put belt to culo on us. So, yeah.
I wouldn't expect anything less than that on Monday night. But
Sunday
yeah,
night.
Or Sunday night, excuse me. But yeah, they're gonna it's gonna be a tough game. This is an uphill battle. This is not the Miami Dolphins.
They did beat the Eagles too.
Yeah. This isn't the Miami Dolphins where you're looking at it on the scorecard and going, okay, we could do this. This would be a crazy upset if we did get it. There's time for discussion later in the year about how it seems to be any given Sunday for 31 other football teams.
Let it go.
But for this football team, it doesn't seem to be any given Sunday. It seems to be every the letter before.
We had one of those any given Sundays out in California, but that was a long time ago.
Well, we didn't think that was an any given Sunday at that point, but yeah, it was. Yeah, contextually, you're right. And this year, that was a miracle. We thought that was the team finding its way, but unfortunately, that way was found at the hands of 4 straight blowout losses and then a loss in Madrid.
Well, I mean, we're not here to recap Miami game. They were arguably, again, 2 bad teams. They're arguably the better team in that game, and really just didn't take advantages of opportunities, which is part of the story, right?
Yeah,
with this team this year.
But getting into it, let's just do our keys to the win. I say, let's talk about what we got to do to win this game. I think it's going to be minimizing mistakes on offense. including sacks. So the ball's got to get out quick. You got to keep the offense in rhythm against this Broncos defense. We don't even talk about establishing the run anymore because it just ain't going to happen. But I guess it's just going to mean you got to get the ball out.
I was looking at the rankings. They're like top 3 against the run, top 3 or 4 against the pass. I mean, there's not a lot of. I think they're like 5th against the pass or something. But yeah, establishing the run on this defense is going to be difficult. They're going to just have to get creative. They're going to have to get creative.
Cliff's going to call like one counter, and then he's going to be like, okay, we can't run the ball against them. And then they're just going to throw the ball 30 straight.
I mean, nothing's been overly effective, but yeah, they're going to have to kind of count quick passes as runs. Maybe Mariota, does a good job as he often does in the option game. Get some misdirection going there, but
we shall see.
We shall see.
But we're gonna need that on the offensive side of the ball. We're gonna need to continue and pick up where we left off defensively. It's not a 9-2 offense; it's a 9-2 team. So that offense in general is kind of more middle of the pack. So you have an opportunity. It's not like when you're playing Detroit, you're playing a great offense. Although, anyways, you gotta maintain momentum with that defensive change, and you got to turn Bo Nix into Bo Picks, as Pop said. Try and get some turnovers.
Proud of that line.
Keep the Broncos off the scoreboard in general.
You got to get a little digs in. Why you can't? We can only talk smack pregame, right? Bo Picks.
It's our last chance, right? And then we got to take advantage of our opportunities. You got to come away with more points in the red zone and make the turnover / make the play when it is there. That's the
Who's our new cook here? Moody. He's got to put the ball through the uprights, up preferably.
Yeah.
That Gay was 2 for 2 last night for the 49ers, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty crazy, but if by some chance they're going to get this win, it probably going to need to be with the defense that does it, because and that's not a great place to be, admittedly, but you're probably not going to put up a lot of points. I mean, we haven't been putting up points against any defense, and probably not going to put up a bunch of points against this one. So it's going to just have to be one of those slugfest 17-14 kind of games, right? If we're going to stay in it. And that's going to have to come with the defense, like I said, building on what they did last week, maybe getting Will Harris back. We're getting other guys into the rotation finally. I don't know what took so long. And I do think DQ's making a difference. We'll see. Maybe this is the game that changes our mind on that. But they're going to, the Broncos tend to win ugly. Maybe you get in one of those close battles with them and get a few bounces. They're going to need a few bounces for sure.
Yeah.
I would say this. I've been thinking about what to say. I don't think they're going to win. It's another one of those national games against a hot team. They're coming off a bye too. They're going to want to keep pace with the rest of the AFC. I guess it's the Patriots primarily. But wouldn't it be fun to beat these guys? Wouldn't it be fun to beat the Broncos? So we'll just hold out a little hope on that. I know the draft pick watchers will not like that.
Yeah.
I'd have a blast.
Why not?
Sunday night, they get this win. Because
what's Taylor Heineke up to? Can we get him just to hang out on the sideline, get some of that aura back?
Get him a few snaps. I'm not a Heineke guy.
What's Heineke up to, man? Bring Heineke back. Just have Heineke run the Gatorade. All right? Can we get Heineke out there?
But honestly, seeing Sean Payton drop a game against the lowly Commanders would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, not a fan of his. But yeah, I'm with you, Pop. I think, it's always fun to watch the team win a game, and you get that, I think all week, the 6 other days of the week, you're going, all right, we just got to lose out. Let's just hope we lose out. And then that 7th day on Sunday, when the game comes and you get in front of that TV, you want your boys to win. You can't help that.
I mean, I just look at it this way, right? There's precious 18 weeks of this stuff, right? There's 17 games. For us, there's only 6 left. And then we go to the abyss of the offseason. We'll have a little fun during the playoffs. We'll mix it up. But then it's back to just free agency talk and draft talk and all that stuff. Why not try to enjoy these 6 games? If you win, it's kind of a no-lose situation at this point. If you win, you win. You feel pretty good about that. If you lose, you're in a better draft position. Hopefully they just don't embarrass themselves. I guess that's how low the bar has become.
Yeah, that's
we only got 6 of these left. We get to see Jayden play again, not this week, but when he does finally come back. Why not? Let's not live in fear. Let's just enjoy it. Let's embrace it. Try to get a couple of wins, especially if he's got an opportunity to play with most of his starting offense. And, this will be whenever we do get around to doing that kind of pod with our special guest, that'll be talk for that. But I think we're starting to see signs of guys like Josh Connolly playing a lot better. And that offensive line, I think, is a position group of strength. And you come back with that offensive line and Jayden Daniels next year, and hopefully a reloaded receiver group, should feel pretty good about that. So maybe we get to see a little bit of that happening in the last few weeks of this year. And there's some winnable games on the schedule. So we'll see.
Hey, we'll figure it out,
sunshine.
Man. That's a good way to look at it. At the end of the day, like we do this for fun, right? We watch football for fun, so it's good to keep that perspective. And it's something I tried to remind myself during the Sam Howell days, was just like, hey, you know what? This is something that's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a good time. Team stinks, whatever. We're just going to make the best of it. Try and have fun with it. Not too much more you can do, but
expectations are pretty low right now. So you gotta
look nationally in times like these. You gotta look nationally for good football, unfortunately, because it just ain't happening domestically. So you got
some good games on Thanksgiving Day.
So yeah,
there's some good ball on Thanksgiving.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get into our bottom bets. So I was 1-5 last week, puts us at 28-40 for the season. My program has completely come apart. Pop is 3-3, which puts him at 30-38. So Pop's got this one.
That's my first lead of the season.
Up. It's over.
I legendarily went 0-6 the first week, I think. So
it's over. It's over.
It ain't over. 2 games is not a big lead.
But so Pop's got the first game. We got to predict, obviously, the Commanders. Broncos minus 6.5. It's counting because it's Sunday Night Football. So Broncos minus 6.5 at Commanders. Do you think we can cover that, Pop?
No, I'm gonna go Broncos with my head. Obviously, the heart's on the Commanders, but I'll pick the Broncos.
Yeah, I got to go Broncos as well here. It's the smart pick. Thanksgiving. You've got the Packers at the Lions. Lions 2.5-point favorites. This could be a good game. Yeah, 2 teams that have been a little Jekyll and Hyde this year. You don't really know which team either one of them is. Believe it or not, Lions are outside the playoff picture right now.
I know, it's crazy when you look at that. I mean,
NFC is loaded.
They're a bit up and down. They almost dropped the game to the Giants, but all the Giants do is get 10-point leads and lose the lead in the fourth quarter and drop the game.
Incredible.
But I still kind of think the Lions are the better team here, and they're at home. They got Thanksgiving vibes going. Traditionally, the home team on Thanksgiving. Could go either way, though. I think this one's a bit of a coin flip, but I'll go Lions.
Yeah, I am going to go with... It's really tough, but I think I'm going to go with the Lions as well here. It's just a gut feel. So Thanksgiving, you got the Chiefs 3-point favorites at the Cowboys. Give me the Chiefs. I think Pop's going to take the Chiefs as well.
Yeah. Not picking the Cowboys.
There you go.
And he's not going to do it. It's the principal thing.
Thanksgiving night.
They had a hell of a win last week.
Then the night game at Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was a heck of a win. That was impressive. Just gutsy comeback and to win on that last second field goal. You know, when Aubrey's going out there for that field goal, he's going to hit it. But yeah, it was good to see. Frankly, it made me happy. Sorry to say it. Made me happy to hear that. I didn't watch the game.
There was a lot of talk about that. I mean, it was one of those where I just think you can't root for either team, Eagles or Cowboys, but it was funnier to see the Eagles lose. that game.
I heard somebody on the radio said it.
Points. It was funnier watching the Eagles lose that game.
Somebody on the radio said it perfectly. It's not who do you want to win, it's who do you want to lose more. And I think right now for us, the wounds are fresh with the Eagles, so we want the Eagles to lose more.
Well, especially given the circumstances of being up 21-0 and looking like you're just going to dominate them and wipe them off the field. And then you blow it, and I'm sure Philly is just, imploding with optimism this week. So it's a beautiful thing.
Love it, love it, love it. So our last game, Bengals at Ravens. Ravens are 7-point favorites in this one. So I guess they don't think Joe Burrow's coming back for this one.
What do you think? Playing.
Everything
I've heard is he's playing. That was what they were targeting. So
I like the value of this line that if he's playing.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going Bengals because not necessarily that I think they're going to win the game, but I think if he's playing, they've been playing pretty decent ball. Defense is playing better. They can put up points. Jamar Chase comes back after writing an apology letter. I think they just get within 7. I'll just say that. Not that they necessarily win the game.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals here as well. Friday, we have the Black Friday game. We have the Bears at the Eagles. Eagles are 7-point favorites. This is another one for us that's just like, who do you want to lose more?
Both 8-3 teams. Yeah, we're not Bears fans, but
taking the Bears here, man. That's a lot of points, and the Eagles have been winning really ugly. The Bears look pretty good. I hate to say it, but the Bears are pretty good, and I think this will be closer than 7 points.
So you want your mind blown? You want your mind blown?
Sure.
I don't know if you know this stat, but tell me what the Bears' point differential is for the year. -3. So they're an 8-3 team with a -3 point differential. So I feel like they just, give them credit. You are what your record are. I'm a big believer in that. People want to take shots at us when we were 12-5 last year. I didn't like that, so I'm not going to take shots at the Pats. I'm not going to shoot shot at the Bears. They both won some good games, but I like the Eagles. Long story short, I think the Eagles are going to bounce back. I think they are by far the better team here, and I think they can cover 7.
Sorry, a little technical difficulties there. Yeah, I'm looking to see what the Eagles' point differential is this season. It's 30. So the Eagles do have
it's not great either.
Better point differential. Not great. The Los Angeles Rams are 127. So I think that's more what you're aiming for. Where's Washington? Oh my God, Washington is so far.
Why'd you look? That's like looking at Jayden Daniels' elbow injury, which I couldn't stop watching, by the way. Even though you told me not to look at it.
Sicko. Pops in there analyzing ligament
by ligament. New Orleans is -109, so there is somebody worse than us.
We're so far down the list that you have to unlock premium in order to see it on the website that I looked at.
I'm on ESPN. It shows you everything. So,
but anyways,
got down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, point differential ranking. So yeah, either way, I'm going with the Bears. Pop, what do you like? You going Eagles? Is that why?
I'm going Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bills 3.5-point favorites at Steelers. Bills for me. I think they're gonna get it together. Giants at Patriots. Patriots 7.5-point favorites. I'm going Pats.
So that's the Monday night game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep riding that till the wheels come off. At this point, you got to.
Yeah, I'll go Pats as well at home. Yeah. Giants are in disarray. Just fired their defensive coordinator now, so I go Pats as well.
And after from what I saw from the Boston Insider on the golf course today, I think personally, like it's hard to bet against the city of Boston. I think they've got it together as a unit. The city of Boston is working right now. So
listen,
I'm definitely going.
I said I wasn't going to do it, and the Patriots did beat the Bills.
I'm not doing that game. I'm not doing that game. I do not.
But their schedule's soft. You don't have to do it. I can do it. This is a 2-person podcast. The schedule's been a little soft, but they've been taking care of business.
I do not support that rhetoric.
Like I said, I'll tell you what. They got the Bills next week. If they win that game on a short week, or even if it's battle to the end and they play great,
they already
They
beat them. They beat them on the road earlier in the year, but
true.
And they beat Tampa, so they've beaten good
I know
teams.
you're a bit of a Pats fan. I apologize.
They would be my second choice outside of the Commanders. I spent a good amount of time in Boston, but yeah, it's always
for better or for worse.
It's always the torture here. You guys know where my loyalty lies clearly. But yeah, so that's it for our bottom bets.
It was fun.
It was a good time, good little quick midweek pod. But what do you say we wrap this thing up, Pop?
We need to wrap it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy it.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Spend lots of time with your family, loved ones. Enjoy it these times. Don't come around often enough, so make the best of them. Without further ado, I've been Dom.
This is Pop.
Let's wrap this thing up. Thank you all for another great week, and hail to the Commanders.
Hail.